Are you staring at a folder packed with video ideas, but you've got no finished clips to show for it? Well, today we're going to build the assembly line to fix that. We're going to turn those raw concepts into polished, super valuable assets, using a systematic playbook for short-form video. If you're a creator, you know this feeling. I mean, you know it's all too well. Content chaos. It's that huge mountain of ideas, half-finished clips, a dozen different platforms, and no clear, repeatable process to tie it all together. It is absolutely overwhelming. But what if you could trade all that chaos for a system? That's exactly what a video pipeline is for. I want you to think of it like a factory assembly line, but for your content. It's a series of clear, repeatable stages that takes a raw idea in at one end and methodically pushes out a finished, discoverable video at the other. Simple as that. So today, we're going to take a tour of all 5 stages of this assembly line. First up, how to find and script the absolute perfect clip. Then how to publish it with precision. After that, we'll get into automating the tedious work so you can scale up. And finally, how to measure what actually matters and turn all that data into even smarter videos. Alright, let's kick things off at stage 1, finding and scripting the clip. Now, this is arguably the most crucial part of the entire process. It's not just about picking something, it's about mining for those golden nuggets in your source material and building a really solid foundation for a successful video. So what makes for a great raw clip? Well, it's not just a gut feeling, it's a checklist. Ask yourself, does it have a strong attention-grabbing hook in the first 3 seconds? Does it focus on just one single core idea? Is the audio clean? How does it look vertically, in that 9:16 format? And this is a big one. As you're watching it, can you already spot a great potential thumbnail? If you can check all those boxes, you've definitely found a winner. Okay, this next step forces you to think like a strategist, because not every clip deserves the same amount of your precious time. You've got to tag them by difficulty. Easy edits, these are your quick wins, perfect for rapid experiments to see what your audience is into. Then you reserve the heavy edits for those high value moments you already know are worth the extra time and investment. Now that you've got your clip, you need a script. And this simple 4-step template is basically the key to consistency and delivering value every single time. You start with a powerful hook. You deliver a clear one-line answer. You provide an example or a demo to make it real. And you finish with a specific call to action. That's it. And here's how that template actually breaks down in a tight 30-second video. Your hook lands in the first 3 seconds, flat. The core answer is delivered by the 10-second mark. This predictable pacing is a superpower because it makes your entire production process so much faster, from editing to picking a thumbnail to even A/B testing your content. Okay, so you've scripted a fantastic video. Awesome. But that's only half the battle. Now you have to publish with precision, because look, if people, and maybe more importantly search engines, can't find and understand what your video is about, all that creative potential is just completely wasted. Packaging your video correctly is, let's be honest, non-negotiable. This means including the essential metadata that basically tells search engines and platforms what your video is about. You need a full transcript for accessibility, a really concise description, something called video object schema, and a clear link right back to the original source. I know that term video object schema sounds super technical, but the concept is actually pretty simple. It's just a standardized name tag for your video that you give to search engines. It clearly says, hey, over here, this is a video, here's the title, here's what it's about, here's the thumbnail, and this is how long it runs. It just makes your content legible to machines. And here's a really powerful tactic to make your content work harder for you. Embed your short videos directly into your longer form articles. A timestamp link builds a bridge between them, signaling to users and search engines that these two pieces of content are deeply related. This synergy makes both of them so much stronger. So with the core creative and publishing process locked in, it's time to scale. And that brings us to stage 3. Automate the tedious work. This is where we bring in technology to make our assembly line run faster, more efficiently, and at a much larger volume. Now the key here is that we're not trying to automate creativity. We are automating the deterministic, repeatable tasks. Think of automation as a powerful assistant that handles all the heavy lifting, like generating a first draft of the transcription, suggesting the best vertical crop, and burning in the captions for you. The most effective workflow isn't fully automated, it's a partnership. The machine creates a solid first draft. It then automatically sends that draft to a human for quality assurance. Finally, a person provides that final critical polish and hits approve. The core philosophy of this whole partnership is captured perfectly in this one line. Treat automation as triage, not final authority. What does that mean? It means the machine does the initial sorting and heavy lifting, but the human always makes the final, nuanced judgment call. So what does that human actually check for? All the critical details a machine might miss. You verify that captions are 100% accurate. You confirm the hook isn't misleading clickbait. You check for brand safety, validate any numbers that are mentioned, and make sure the captions are actually easy to read on a small screen. We've now reached the final stage of our pipeline, and this is what makes the entire system intelligent. Measure what matters. This is where we close the feedback loop, using data not just to prove our video's value, but to learn how to make the next one even better. Don't get lost in a sea of vanity metrics. Focus on the data that tells the story. Of course, you'll track plays, but more importantly, track retention. How many people are actually watching to the 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100% marks? You also need your thumbnail click-through rate, and of course, the click-through rate from the video over to your website. But listen, if you only have time to track one metric, make it this one: clicks per 1,000 plays. This thing is a powerhouse because it directly measures intent. It shows you exactly how effective your video is at turning a passive viewer into an active visitor on your site. This data empowers you to run smarter experiments. Instead of just guessing what works, you can start asking focused questions like, what happens to our 75% retention if we change up the hook? What happens to our click-through rate if we swap the thumbnail? This is how you iterate your way to success. And there it is, the full assembly line. From careful selection and scripting, through precise publishing and smart automation, all the way to insightful measurement. It's a complete system for turning those messy ideas into measurable assets. You know, this all leads to the most important takeaway: a fundamental shift in how you should think about short-form video. They aren't just tiny little movies, they are fast experiments. Each one is a new chance to learn something about your audience, your message, and what truly captures human attention. So you now have the complete playbook. The only question left is this: armed with this system, what's the very first experiment that you're going to run?